Three, two, one. You are live, Uncle
Ladies
John.
and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, let's get ready to talk about it. It's ARMTV talk time. Here I am, good old Uncle John, on a Tuesday evening, along with my main man, Gary Roberts, the intergender champion, Gary.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Dude, we're going into the Lion's Den tonight. Brzenk-Shaw has been on a live stream rampage. He's got like 160 people over there right now, as he should, because he is the man right now.
So I'm interested. He's my topic.
Yeah.
Hey, we're talking about Brzenk-Shaw versus John Brzenk. 149 people watching.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I just watched your show. I don't recall John Brzenk. You're saying there's even more.
Dude, like, so I watched the Fatal 4-Way. Then I had a live right after that, and then Neil was on there, and then you were on there for a bit. We talked about all sorts of stuff. Then yesterday I was live with Chance in the afternoon, and we talked all about everything, and we were talking about maybe Schoolboy is next, maybe Jerry Cadorette is next, maybe Marcio Barboza is next.
Oh, you're getting ahead.
So we talked about all these things, and then today the world gets flipped on its freaking head.
I mean, so we're gonna have to go back. We're gonna have to go back.
Of course.
Let's slow it.
A lot of working parts.
Let's slow it down a bit so we can get some peeps up in here. So everyone is over watching Brzenk-Shaw. He's the man of the hour, I guess.
Oh my God, the golden boy, my boy, Brzenk-Shaw. He might have just ended. It looks like he might have just ended his live stream. It was.
He's gonna have to. Brzenk-Shaw. I mean, he's been on live so much. I don't know if we need him, but he's welcome to come in and chat. But I watched your show with him.
Yeah.
And I have notes. I'm prepared tonight for the first time in a while.
Good. That's good.
Okay. So.
Oh, Brzenk-Shaw in the chat. He says the Haribo crew is coming.
Haribo. What's Haribo?
That's who makes the gummy bears.
Oh yeah. Brzenk-Shaw. Who dodged the bullet there. I thought you were gonna stay live up in this bitch.
Man, I just want to say before we start this whole thing, I'm so happy. I am so happy. Like, of all the things that I talked to Chance, I've talked to Chance quite a bit over the last week or so. We've done a couple different shows, all this stuff, and man, this whole unveiling of this process and of him getting this match now that he's got himself for July 31st. Thing of beauty. Chef's kiss to this whole situation. I love it.
Okay, good. Slow down.
There's no slowing down. The whole thing is too fast.
Okay, hold on. So there's a lot. I don't know where to hit this first. Okay, I have notes, but here's the thing. Chance mentioned it, so I'm not gonna talk about it yet, but because he mentioned it far into your broadcast. But so when I filmed the LA Fit Expo in 2015 or 16,
yeah,
and my biggest disappointment, I swear to God, this is a true story, dude. True story. So Alan Fisher was winning. Luke Kent was winning. Chris Chandler was winning. And I was like, I felt like I never left. I was like, wait a minute. These are the guys that were winning when I was at my peak. I said, where are the new peeps? Where's the up and coming? Where's the young? Like, I was, no disrespect to the champs. But I was slightly bored. I was like,
we want to see a little somebody come in and shake things up.
Yeah, I was like expecting to see the guys that used to win. I was expecting to see some of them lose.
Yeah.
And I this is a true story, dude. I never aired that footage. I had this big goals. Oh man, Luke Ken even gave me $100 cash just for being there. But anyways, the cool part, Luke Kent came up to me and goes, dude, hey, thanks for doing what you're doing. Thanks for coming back. And I literally never did this, aired this footage. But the beauty of it is I've got this cool documentary in mind that when I have a moment, I'm just going to go cut that. And I always envisioned, here's what I was going to do if I continued to film arm wrestling. So the irony of all this is that I had this vision of a new format that I would do with arm wrestling. I was going to do it with that, but I never did it. So because I was bored, it was all the same champs. But Chance Shaw, in his interview with you, when he said, I don't want to arm wrestle Corey, or I don't want to arm wrestle Derek.
Yep.
Because, and this is, I think of all the sound bites, this stood out to me the best. He said, there's the old guard that are still winning. And I think the three of us, instead of working on each other, we should go after those dogs.
Because think about once, if these three guys, like, let's say they are the three guys that are going to be 10 years from now, are going to be the guys that are on top, consistently. Think about them over the next year to 2 years, really going against and going after all the guys that have been on top for a very, very long time. And then once they've defeated all those guys, if they can, then they can start having matches against each other. Those matches are valuable.
Yeah. So here's in my notes, I was like, oh, ding, 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 ding. This is an amazing soundbite. What Chance just said here, I feel that's a great strategy. Almost so great that should be a funny story to play with. Like almost, like they should all, not almost, but they should go out of their way to tease almost arm wrestling and build up that bitch so much that we just, it's like blue balls. Like, we gotta see it. Like, they each, like Chance was saying, hey, you got to travel, you got to put yourself out there, you got to do social media. All three of these guys, I believe, are doing that.
Yeah.
So if they just continue to do that and make sure that they don't actually cross paths, they knock down the dominoes, even maybe the same dominoes, but they never meet until, oh my God, it could be money, bro.
Dude, it's big money. By the way, have you noticed how much hype there is for matches since just this Fatal 4-Way? Like the Fatal 4-Way, the hype for that was really, really big, especially on the day. And now that ARMBet is really cranking, things are blowing up a little bit more, I feel like now that things are opening, people are getting really psyched up for these individual matches. And we're going to start to see some significant power as far as people's numbers go.
Okay, so that's the one thing I was slightly confused about, because so I saw Ingen Terzi did post, and Chance Shaw said, hey, that's cool to get some love and respect from Ingen. Yeah. I thought Chance had already had that respect. Like, for some reason, I thought.
I think Chance has been garnering respect for the last few years, but now it's just hyper focused. And this last weekend was really like the questions were kind of over at that point, right? The question was, well, Jordan Sill, when they went against each other before, Jordan wasn't necessarily fresh. Now he was. And if Chance wouldn't have looked so dominant, maybe it would be different, but goddamn, he looked dominant. We got 2 super chats, by the way. Matt Tickle My Limits Larrett, $4.99 says, Chance support. What an honor for the Florida great. Awesome. It's so good. And Jace, $5. He says, Uncle John hand and wrist fun. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. No doubt about it.
Oh my God, it's true. It's true. It's true. It just says.
Yeah. Yep. He's game.
I can't believe what.
And right now on Stake Kings, I got the site pulled up. Let me just refresh this. People are saying that John is already sold out. John
What?
Brzenk is sold out already on Stake Kings. Chance Shaw is currently at 10.5% out of 25%. So he's got 15% available approximately, 14.49%. So if you want to stake on Chance Shaw, if you got burned in this fatal four-way, which I did not get burned. I made like $70 or something like that. Wish I would have bet more. Do not sleep on Chance Shaw right now because, as you know, Brzenk has been very open with the fact that he's just coming back up into this. He's just getting back on the table. He's getting his repetitions in. We'll see where John is. Like, I don't think anybody is going to argue the fact that John still isn't great. I guarantee you John is still freaking great. But is he great enough right now on July 31st? That's the question you got to ask yourself. And that's why I put my stake on Chance Shaw.
So I want to say something on what you just said, but I want to say Derek. Derek's in the chat? Does he know that plan that Chance said to Corey?
I think Arm Wrestling Derek says, yeah, I'm not aiming for Chance right now either. So yeah, I think they both get it. I think they're both on the same page.
Yeah, but like, I think they should make it official. You guys need to chat, listen to what I just said, what Chance said, come together, because this could be really cool social media plan to ride all ships sort of business.
Let me ride those coattails, boys. Yeah. Keep it going.
Okay, so man, I don't want to get into John Brzenk yet. I have so many notes before John.
Yeah.
What the F? Okay, so when I came, I guess I'm in a unique position because when I came back into the sport, I literally went from nothing to being bombarded. And the impression I got is that everyone knew Chance Shaw was kind of, right there. So it wasn't until Fader four-way or in the last 6 months, like he said, that everyone's like put a stamp on it. Like, yes, he is officially there.
Yeah.
I was a little surprised. I thought, like, I don't know. I thought it was obvious Chance Shaw would win the Fatal four-way.
Fatal four-way. I think, to me, I was fairly confident, but I think it just takes a lot of convincing, right? Because not everybody sees everything. Not everybody really understands everything. And that's what's becoming more and more evident with our arm wrestling community. Like I honestly thought I was very, very safe choosing Chance Shaw with what I had seen out of him. He had just pulled Don Underwood like 2 or 3 weeks beforehand in Michigan and just dominated him. So I was very, very confident. And when people were telling me I was crazy, I'm like, all right, well, I guess we'll find out. And now the man who's just making me money hand over fist, good golly, Miss Molly Chance Shaw, with Kyle DePew in a very nice, fresh haircut.
What's up, gentlemen?
Chance Shaw, you're not lived out?
No,
just crushed it.
I'm never lived out, especially when it comes to something like this.
Yeah.
I was just going to practice and you were going live, and I pulled for like 2 hours and got in my car and drove home, and then you were still live when I got back to my house.
Yeah, it's about the dedication.
We were raising money for the GoFundMe, so we
beautiful. Hey, so what's the deal with the GoFundMe? Tell me about the GoFundMe.
Yeah, I can tell you guys all about it. Basically, the GoFundMe is just to raise money for John, but also Chance. John came up with the idea. He knows, I mean, we're doing the super match regardless if the money goal is reached or not, but John just wanted something so that they could have more in it, right? So basically, John wants himself and Chance to get all the respect and funding that they deserve. So I was asked if I could do the GoFundMe to promote it, raise up the money so that they would be able to have that as an extra incentive.
Okay, tease it. because I want to know how much money your goal is, but I want to tease it a little bit. So keep it out there. We have.
Well, I'll say this: Devin came up with the goal amount, and I thought it was so high. And then when I asked him, I was like, "Are you sure on that number?" He said, "Should we do double that?" And then I was like,
Okay, don't spoil it. I want to see. I'm sure somebody in the chat knows. Don't spoil the number yet. I want to see if we can. There's got to be more people like me who don't know the number yet. And
Yeah.
let's see if we could tease it out a little bit. But I would like to build. What do you do? The box challenge. I have a great story, a personal man card achievement today. I will spoil that it's not related to arm wrestling, but it's been a very big day for me. I'm very excited about it. It's a monumental thing in my family, what I accomplished today. And I would like to tell you, but 76 people is not gonna cut that bitch. So tell some of your friends. And when we get enough, I don't know, what's a number of, we're at 21 likes, 76 watching, not good enough. I got a couple pictures to show you.
100 likes.
A cool little story. So help me. I want to tell this story. I'm so excited, but 78 people is just not enough. Okay, let me go to my notes because I feel like the John Brzenk thing, I had a whole show prepared without John Brzenk info.
Yeah.
So
that kind of throws a wrench in your show, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I don't want to dwell on that because I got a couple more things that I want to know about. Okay, so I wrote down here format complaints. Shout out to Paul Italia. I like that he put himself out there doing a little bit something different. What was some of the complaints about the round robin? I thought everyone loved round robins. Didn't seem to me that that's controversial at all. I heard your show that in the chat, there was some complaints. Was it 100% related to people just weren't sure what was going on?
So I think a lot of it was people weren't sure what was going on. The cycling between the matches, since it was a best 2 out of 3, we did one match, then the other match, then we went back and forth instead of running the 2 out of 3 and then moving to the next 2 out of 3. And then the other thing that people were confused about, because a lot of the YouTubers were talking about winners will face, and that was just never the case. It was always a round robin format, and it was predetermined. So people, I think, just were confused by information that they were told.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, I'm just Gary Roberts, ARMTV, but what would help me is when you're doing that, like, I don't know if you remember the Michigan when Cobra Rhodes came over to the live stream and he gave some comments.
Yeah, I was there.
Like if you could come over to your camera every time there's a little break and just fill the audience in, just 20 seconds, 30, that would probably help. That would help me. I'd love that. It'd break up some of the downtime.
That would be cool, but my entire focus was on the match, not necessarily anything else. I wanted to make sure I secure the victory. So I wasn't thinking like, oh, I got to go update the live stream on what's going on. No, I was just focused.
That was my job and Maggie's job.
Can't you do both? Come on.
Hey, I'm trying. I'm trying.
But beforehand, Chance told me and Maggie that we are going to be responsible for the live stream. He didn't want to have anything to do with it while he was doing the Fatal 4-Way.
I think it's so hard to get it done right. And sometimes you just got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Daniel Alf says, Gary trying to steal Chance's thunder. I don't know what you're talking about. We're trying to thunder the man here. Chance Shaw on the topic.
If I have to hear the name Chance Shaw one more fucking time,
Derek, it's crazy what happens when you start winning, buddy.
YouTube on my goddamn computer and phone, and I'm gonna start fucking hauling off on people that even say the word Chance Shaw from now on.
Yeah,
hearing this name way too much.
Start winning. We'll hear your name too, buddy.
You mean start competing?
Yeah. Yes, that too.
I know this is a new thing, a new question, but are you guys gonna pull pretty soon?
I hate you, John.
Nope.
Yeah. Dude,
For God's
Derek,
sake, they're not pulling everybody.
Chance, How did you come up with that strategy? You said, I will arm wrestle anybody except these two guys. And I was like, oh, I'm curious what his reasonings were.
Because we're in a rowboat
You-
together. We're
You
rowing
sold me.
up the
You're
river.
Hey, they're in a rowboat. I'm in the tugboat. I'm pulling them along. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So listen,
Okay, I have to admit, I haven't been rowing very hard.
Derek and Corey, I just believe, are the future of super heavyweight arm wrestling in North America. They are with myself, I think we are the three biggest names that are going to crack and get up that list. So I figured, why focus on those two guys when they have the same goal as I do, which is to be at the top, when we could focus at the top guys and everyone up the list. So I don't really see a benefit in us pulling.
Viva la revolucion, Gary. We're fucking taking over the game.
Yeah.
We can't be fighting each other. You know what I'm saying?
Well, per my, I told my little story about when I went to the LA Fit Expo in 2015, but in 2015, what you guys are doing right now, that was kind of missing from that event. I saw no layer of guys who were going to take over. And that was my number one complaint. And I'm so excited that exists right now, that I can stare at. Okay, man, you guys keep doing what you know you should do. And bam, 5-10 years, you will be the ones everyone's.
You were ahead of your time, Gary. We've always say that. All of ARMTV was ahead of its time. This is your time. This is when you should have been showing up. Not back then, Gary. Nowadays, when you're supposed to be.
But do you see what I'm trying to say? In 2015, why wasn't there a level of Chance Shaw's, Derek Smith?
Chance was only 17 back then, so I think that answers the question.
Right, but I mean,
Hey, that's on Derek. Derek's like 57 or something, so he should have been
50,
active back in
59 years old.
my point is, I'm loving the more balanced nature of arm wrestling right now. You got the guys who are dominant, and then you got the guys that are all sneaking up on him. It's far more exciting.
I think that there was a lot of exposure 5, 6, 7 years ago, and it's that exposure that's that brought guys like me into the sport, guys like Corey into the sport, and it's taken time for us to get as good as we've gotten. So once there's a lot of exposure, you're not going to see a huge jump in new high level pros that year. It's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6 down the road.
Yeah, I love it. So very interesting. I disagree. I think you can do super matches and update the show.
Of course you can pull them, but can you win them? Maybe you should pave that pathway, Gary.
Woo!
Oh,
Okay, so when I was covering CrossFit, in major sports, this is a huge issue, to giving media coverage versus staying in competition. And a lot of people, they tell you gotta, give coverage. It's part of your contract. You got to speak to the media. So it's no thing if you want to be a professional athlete, competition at a high level and giving a soundbite is part of success, if that's what you want.
I agree. And the Fatal 4-Way is not a great example. If you go back and you watch any of my other live streams, I'm always live on TikTok and YouTube whenever I'm at events. Between matches, especially at tournaments when there's hours between matches, sometimes I do like to address the camera as much as I can, because I do agree with you. It's just in this one particular case, I was just very in the moment and very focused.
Yeah, for anyone else out there watching live streams, man, have a couple guys come up and talk to the tripod. Tell them what's up. Tell them what's happening. It breaks it up. It makes it far more engaging. Trust me, it's good for arm wrestling to do that. If you're going to use the tripod, just attack it. You don't have to be Chance, but
well, look, at this rate, in 2 more years, everybody's just going to have a personal cameraman to just hang out, right? So you're not going to have to worry about it. The cameraman will just find you, and then you'll be able to do your thing a little more naturally.
Yep. Just get yourself a Maggie.
Yeah.
Take care of it.
You're lucky. Hey, Derek Smith. So I asked Chance Shaw if he was doing everything in his power as far as efforts and training, and he says he's given it his all the last 6 months. You just said, I'm not giving it my all. Are you losing the game in effort.
Wait, I said I'm not giving it my all?
You said I'm slacking a little bit 10 minutes ago.
Was I talking to you? I think I was talking to somebody else.
When you were talking about the rowboat and I'm tugging you along, you said I've been slacking.
No. I'm talking about competing. Not training. No, I'm training like an animal. I'm talking about Chance has been competing more than me and Corey a ton. So in terms of us in a boat going up a river, Chance is doing most of the rowing right now and the tugging. That's what I mean. Not in terms of training. I'm a fucking training monster right now, Gary. They can't even fit in frame right now.
Man, so since we don't get to see you arm wrestle for a long time, who wins right now, Uncle John? Derek or Chance Shaw?
I don't care for another 3 years.
Come on.
Smart answer.
Ooh.
3 years. Give it 3 years. It's going to be the biggest staked match ever in the history of arm
3 year building up to it. We'll
Yes.
sell out all the blocks over and over and over again.
Yes.
It's released.
Amazing. By the way, we got a $5 super chat from Chris Gammo. Just curious, whose idea was it initially to not pull each other? I'm guessing Derek, LOL. Was it Derek's idea not to pull each other? That's what Chris Gammo wants to know.
Pretty sure it was my idea.
Yeah, it was definitely Chance's idea because I've spoke to both of them. I've tried to get them to super match before. If I remember correctly, Chance was the forerunner in that.
No, but I agree with Chance on it. Just to make that clear. I do agree that we're up and coming, and I've been focusing on those big names for so long that for a long time I'm staring at them, and I want to start going at those as well. So yeah, it makes sense what he's saying. I agree with it. I haven't talked to Corey about it, but I agree with Chance.
So I was on Wayne Withers' Facebook, and he said, "Hey, what's up with my man?" Oh my god!
See, that's the issue right there. You can't think of his name.
Oh my god! No! Oh my god! Dude, we go Robbie Burnett.
Robbie Burnett.
Oh, here we go. Good name.
No, dude, I know Robbie well. I can't believe I just stumped for a second, but damn it. Does Robbie not have is he not doing the social media push?
No, he doesn't like social media. He doesn't like attention. He doesn't want to be involved in it.
But to your point, Wayne Withers was like, "Hey, why is everyone talking about Chance when my man Ryan has some wins on Chance?"
You meant to say Robbie.
Robbie. My man, Robbie. Oh my God, Robbie! Dude, don't
your man,
kill
huh? That's your boy, huh? Okay.
Your boy. What's his name?
Ryan.
Oh no, yeah.
No. I listen. Way back in the day, I covered him for in the early, all the Texas years. But then I stepped away for 10 years. This is my bad a little bit. What was why did Wayne post that? Sum it up.
I mean, I can't speak for Wayne. I think Wayne might be frustrated that there are pullers out there such as Robbie Burnett that aren't getting as much exposure as maybe they believe that they deserve. And I'm not sure if you saw my comment on there. I hopped on there and I said, at the end of the day, what arm wrestling is evolving into is social media. If you don't have social media and you're not traveling and putting yourself out there, you might be one of the best in the country. But if no one knows who you are, no one's going to be talking about you. It's just the way that it works. You have to be involved in social media these days.
I'm so embarrassed.
Period.
I was like at many Robbie Burnett tournaments. Robbie, don't be mad.
Well, he's bringing up Robbie specifically to try to poke at Chance because Robbie had the last win on Chance and they pulled that tournament. But Robbie is always been super underrated. I'm a big fan of Robbie Burnett. He's amazing. Robbie's amazing, but he doesn't put himself out there at all. He doesn't really want to, and I think he's cutting down to 242s. But yeah, I knew Robbie's great. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that's why Wayne's bringing up Robbie's name specifically because he beat Chance last time they pulled or whatever at that tournament.
Well, the reason I brought it up because I saw somewhere else, maybe it was Uncle John. Somebody said, "Why all the Chance Shaw hate?" And I was like, that's the only comment I could consider controversial. And I was like, what hate has there been on Chance Shaw? Because I didn't really see.
Just got to read a little bit deeper into the Facebook post.
There's a lot of hate on Chance Shaw. But I mean, there's also a lot of support for Chance Shaw. It goes back and forth.
But is the hate just because you're getting the talk, like, people talking about you?
I mean, I think that might stem from it. A lot of people don't like me, so they really don't like when I succeed.
What?
So the more I succeed, the more hate they give me. So it's kind of like a give and take. But I would say I probably have 80% of all messages are really supportive. It's only a smaller 20% where people are hating on me.
I don't really get. I mean, when I came back in the sport and I saw you, and it's like, okay, you got kind of I don't know, you got a little kid-like baby face, if you will.
Yeah.
He's a cocky little shit, Gary. Is what he is. He's 15 years old. He never shuts up about how good he is. The cocky little shit. And I don't like it, Gary. And I don't like his glasses. I don't like that smile he has on his face right now. And I just don't like it. I'm just not a fan. Just not a fan.
Well, anyways, when
really
you match
good,
that with, like, you really look good on the table, and it's like, it's kind of cool. And I'm glad to see. That was funny.
No,
I'm sorry.
In all reality, Chance is a breath of fresh air in this community, and in the names just being sticky. It's always the same names, And so people moving up should be embraced, and I think it should be promoted. Guys that can and are trying to move up, I think that's important. Especially it gets stale. It gets stale when the same guys are in the octagon every single time. It gets stale for sure.
And going on with the hate a little bit, I mean, at this point, when you've pulled the matches you have and you've been out there the way you have, it would be actually a lot worse if it didn't exist, right? If it wasn't there, I'd be a little bit more concerned, to tell you the truth. But that it is there, because a lot of people just find it like a game, right?
Yeah.
Them, that's what they want to do. That's how they want to play. So that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed to admit that I fell. Do you guys know who John Shaw is?
Yeah.
John Shaw. Where's he from? He's from Vegas or something?
Out of Nevada
Yeah.
area. So John Shaw used to go to so many tournaments during my career. Like, John Shaw was everywhere. If it was on the West Coast, he was at every single tournament, and always covered him, always interviewed him. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think he has a kid, and his name might be Chance. Anyways,
it's not me.
Somebody told me in my comments like 6 months ago, they're like, oh, that John Shaw's kid. And I believed for like 2 or 3 days that you were the son of John Shaw. And I was like, I think we had dinner one time. I was like, I know that guy. I thought you were his son. And I was like, oh my God, this is a crazy story. I got to catch up, because I think I dined with him when he was 8. And I thought but then someone's like, no, don't be dumb. That's related. So I thought I knew you for 2 days.
Well, you don't. Sorry, Gary. Well, now you do, but you didn't.
Yeah.
Chance, have you ever been up with John before?
No, I haven't.
I don't get the hate. You seem like a cool dude.
We'll talk.
And I don't. But before we go on, can someone introduce Kyle to me? I don't know if I officially know you.
Gary, I would love to introduce myself to you, because I met you when I was 13 years old. My very first event I ever went to.
That beat your ass?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's prime Gary.
Gary, you've never beaten me. My first event, I was 13, and it was the event where Jeremy Patricio, Alan Fisher, and Eric Waffel placed top 3 at like a showdown tournament that you hosted.
In California?
In California.
What?
I was 13.
I'm going to have to find that footage.
Yeah. Was it the one where Gary was doing the commentating in like an actual booth? When you'd win, you go get interviewed. Remember that one, Gary? Jake Smith was commentating with you and Harold Ryan, I think.
You came to that one? It was in a CrossFit gym?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
What? That's on YouTube.
He's been around. That's Dave Depew's son, man. He's from San Diego. He's from where you're from.
Oh, you're Dave Depew's son.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't. You confused me by being in Florida.
Well, I live here right now.
Okay, so I know Dave. So you're okay. Okay, I understood. Well, thank you for coming to that tournament. Oh man.
Absolutely. I mean, that's where it all started for me.
That's a crazy story. Dude, I spent so much money on this live broadcast package, multi-camera, changer station, and I threw that tournament. And do you want to know what I said?
What did you say?
5 minutes later, I said, setting this up was god awful, and I never want to do it again. It was
Well,
horrible.
if you hadn't set up that tournament, Gary, I probably would not be arm wrestling right now.
Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that. Well, thank you for that nod. And I'm sorry I didn't know who you were.
No, it's
But
all
just
good.
to be clear, Kyle Depew is not one of the children that broke their arm pulling Gary.
No,
Gary did not
I
break their
definitely
arm.
was not. I've never broken my own arm.
Oh, the arm wrestling opinion, talking shit. Listen, John Brzenk, that's like dessert, dude. That's dessert. We gotta save it a little bit. We don't need
Gary,
dessert
this
first.
new
Can
generation
someone-
can't wait.
Can someone in the chat room please make me a picture, a meme? But I want Gary's face on the witch that lures in Hansel and Gretel into the house. But I want Gary's face on the witch, like luring in children. Can I please
Listen,
get the please
Me
someone
and
make
children,
that, please?
dude, slapping bitches. Bam, bam.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, it's Gary luring us in. We're all walking in, but really the gingerbread house is just strap talk.
Yeah, it's just strap technique and strap talk or rules.
there's
Strap talk.
96 people watching, but only 20 something likes. That's or 40 something likes. Come on, up it.
I liked
Okay.
it for you, Gary.
I have here. I heard you guys talking about Jerry as your next match, Jerry Cadorette, and I was like, when did that happen? Like, how did that? Before we get to John, how was it that Jerry got to be the talk
Well,
of the?
first of all, the match with Jerry is not confirmed, but I do have confirmation from Jerry that he wants to pull the match. I have a couple promoters looking into it, but there's no set date. There's no lock. Nothing's locked in. So I want to preface it with that. How Jerry came to mind is I had a practice with Jerry and people kept sharing the practice video. And some people were like, oh, it's just practice. Chance would get destroyed in a real practice. Other people were like, well, practice means something. I think it's a good match. And so Jerry kind of got a little fed up with it. And so he kind of committed to a match.
And is that the one where Jerry said that he'd been arm wrestling for a couple hours and you showed up late?
Oh, hold on.
Yeah,
Jerry
not
claims
true.
Jerry claims 45 minutes. I claim 15 minutes. I'm pretty sure it was 15 minutes, but one way or another, it was not the first match that he pulled, but we did pull for 4 hours straight and the same result ended up throughout the 4 hours. But yeah, so I think stylistically, Jerry's a really fun match for me and I would be interested in it. Jerry respects me enough as a puller that he says that he needs prep time for it. So if that match does happen, it would probably be towards the end of the year.
And how do you feel with the flop wrists?
Very comfortable. I have Carl Stanley here in Florida, who's probably the second best flop presser in North America, if I had to guess. So I'm really, really used to pulling a flop press. So I'm pretty comfortable against it.
Carl Stanley, I filmed a lot of his tournaments too.
Yep.
Does he still remember me? I mean,
I'm sure he does.
Yeah. Hey, say hi to Kyle for me. I'd love to run into him.
Hey, Kyle.
You mean Carl?
Carl. Oh my God. Hey, let me tell you, it's been a long couple days. I got a great story to tell you to lead up to all that. Rebecca Todd is in the chat. Hey, Rebecca. So I've been just working to the bone doing this special project. I have not watched your RV video where you guys sent to me, and I can't wait to watch it. And when I do watch it, I'm gonna be so excited to watch it because I want to see you guys in your RV, but I haven't yet, and I'm sorry that I haven't watched that yet. But
Rebecca,
thank you.
am I one of your favorites? Please say I'm one of your favorites on the show, Rebecca.
I don't think I made the two.
She said two people on here are favorites.
It's
there's
probably
5 of
you
us.
and Gary. Yeah, there is 5 of us. Only 2 of us made the cut.
Carolyn says I should do a watch party of the Fatal Force. Carolyn Loomis, you sent some really nice words. I'm not sure how you became a fan, but we appreciate the support. And I'm almost ready to get back to work. I've had another job, ladies and gentlemen, for about 4 weeks now. And I can't wait to get back to arm wrestling.
Could I mention something really quick, Gary?
Yeah. Hit it.
So I actually just had to shave my head into a reverse mohawk.
I keep laughing.
I couldn't tell if that's what that was going on.
Yeah.
I thought the
Give him
lighting
the
was weird.
360.
So we had a donation goal.
Look at the back. Look at the back. Look at the back.
Oh, that's even better. Oh Lord.
So we reached the donation goal. So I had to do a reverse mohawk.
Dude,
Wait, your GoFundMe is funded?
What's that? No, just like a temporary donation goal. The main donation goal has not been met.
Oh yeah, Kyle. Do what you gotta do. I like it. I like
Yeah.
it.
You know, when I'm given a task, I plan to see it through. So
I also saw somewhere discussions about Ryan Bowen and you arm wrestling. You beat him in that tournament in Phoenix.
Who?
Ryan
Kyle
Bowen?
and Ryan Bowen?
Ryan Bowen?
And
Did you arm wrestle him a couple years ago?
me?
Yeah, they had a super match.
Yeah, we had a super match.
Yeah.
Ryan beat me 4-2. It was like 2 years ago.
Oh, he beat you. I
Yeah,
watched it, but
that's why
I
he
watched-
keeps chirping his mouth and trying to get another match with me.
Okay. I'm sorry. I did watch that a long time ago, but I forgot the result. So he beats you, and that's not going to happen the next time.
I don't
you
know
have
if
some of
they're.
the best arm wrestlers in the world saying that it'd be a mismatch at this point.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ingen believes it would be a mismatch. Most people believe it'll be a mismatch. I don't think that there is ever going to be a round 2. I respect Ryan's hustle to try to stay relevant when his country's locked down, but I'm not really interested.
I hope they do it so I can stake on it. I know that.
okay, wait. They think it's a mismatch because you would win.
Yes.
I mean, you are like, I'm
300
sorry.
pounds.
I'm so when it comes to like overall arm wrestling, like the unlimited division, is it fair to match up guys with you who are 200 and something when you guys are like 300? Is it obviously a mismatch, or like
Not in all
Ron
cases,
Bath
but
and
in
John
most.
Brzenk at 210 pounds competed in the unlimited for
Yeah.
We're
decades.
talking about John Brzenk.
Yeah, John Brzenk and Ron Bath are not Ryan Bowen. So
When you check the box and you're entering super heavyweight, Gary, I don't really want to hear the word weight anymore because you like willfully went in there. You're in the zone. That's it.
Yeah.
Stop.
if you enter supers and complain about weight, then stop entering supers.
Yeah,
exactly.
So
It's skinny. Yeah.
so so when you won the Fatal 4-Way, then Ryan, like you said, started chirping.
No, Ryan's actually been giving Chance a lot of respect. We shouldn't necessarily say that Ryan's disrespecting Chance right now. Ryan just wants to stay relevant, and he he hypes himself up whenever he can in order to do so. But,
It's Gary. It's at the end of every Ryan Bowen comment about Chance. Ryan has this little twinkle in his eye, like, "Oh, anything Chance does, I could beat that guy as well." It's that little twinkle in his eye that we all know what he means. What he's saying is because he has to win on Chance, and so you're like, "Oh, you son of a bitch!" Right? It's kind of like a backhanded comment. It feels like whether he means it or not.
I mean, it is because his logic is that he can beat me and he can beat anyone that I beat. So when he's like, "Oh yeah, good job, Chance. I think that you might be able to beat Jerry Cadorette," he's saying that because he believes that if I do it, then people will believe that he can do it.
Yeah. I mean, so going back to you guys saying before that, like, hey, if you're a arm wrestler and you want to be up here, you got to be social media relevant. I mean, Ryan Bowen has mastered that game. He's the master of social media, and it's
I
just
agree.
like, I mean, can you fault a guy for knowing what it takes to keep in the conversation? I mean,
I respect the hustle.
That's what is. I mean, he's good at it, and it gets people talking about him. I'm not going to diss him for that, but I mean, he does have a way of getting him into the conversation, right?
Yeah.
Hey, we got a couple super chats here real quick. One from Rebecca Todd, $4.99. He says, "Oh my God, Gary, it's a terrible mismatch. Ryan does not need that trouble."
Thank you, Rebecca.
We also got a $5 super chat from Aaron Yearsley wanting to know our predictions on Jody Williams versus Aaron Yearsley. Maybe we'll get to that once we wrap up Chance and John talk. We'll get to that, Aaron.
So just to close up, I get it. But does he really like want the match? Is he trying to goat you into like getting?
I don't know if he actually wants it or if he just wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
It'd be a big draw. Whatever brings clicks and views.
Yeah. So he probably would want it just for that reason.
Right. And you wouldn't do it just for the
No,
click?
I would not. Nope.
I mean, it would bring clicks, right? What if you just squashed him?
No.
How much money?
an unobtainable amount.
More money than it would take for me to to pull Corey West today or Derek
Oh,
Smith.
that's a good way to. I understand now.
I disagree.
That's fine. That's fine.
think pulling Ryan Bowen is going to get, I don't know, 100,000 clicks, right?
Hey, I've tried to convince him, Gary, but he's committed to not pulling Ryan Bowen.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just good to do stuff for fun. And I think, no disrespect to Ryan Bowen, but I do think you would handle him.
I agree.
Yeah.
But why would I want to give Ryan 100,000 clicks?
No, I'm talking Chance Shaw's 100,000 clicks.
Yeah, but I can get that without Ryan. For example, my match happening July 31st, I think is a lot more relevant than Ryan Bowen.
Well, it's another one of those that goes on the pile of why now, right? There's so many other things that I want to see now. Figure it out 3 years from now. Figure it out 5 years from now. You guys are both going to be hanging and banging still. You're still going to be, cleaning house. So There you go.
If Ryan Bowen started beating elite supers in North America, then I'm sure Chance's opinion could possibly change.
Listen, I'm not shitting on Ryan. Ryan is a really good arm wrestler. He's really strong.
Absolutely,
he's a
he
really
is.
smart arm wrestler. 100%. Hopefully Ryan doesn't take any of that. Just talking about the Ryan Chance relationship here. But Ryan is a really good arm wrestler. He really is.
Okay, let me change the perspective. Not necessarily super match, but if, let's say, Ryan Bowen was going to go to Florida to arm wrestle, you guys would obviously have some fun. Like when
he should pull Carl Stanley.
You wouldn't touch it?
No.
I don't know. You said I'm gonna push back here because you said, hey, I got 1,000 subs from this Fatal 4-Way. Doing these collabs, not necessarily official anything, is gonna get you subs.
I agree.
It's gonna get you closer to your.
I think that there are dozens of collabs that I can have that are not Ryan Bowen that get me more than Ryan Bowen would get me. I don't need Ryan Bowen to progress my channel.
So it just sounds like you guys are not fans of Ryan Bowen.
No, we're actually going to be hanging out or on a call with Ryan Bowen later this week, I believe.
Yeah. I think Ryan Bowen is a great arm wrestler. I think that he's top 20 in North America easily at 220 pounds. I just don't want to pull him.
How heavy do you guys think he'll get?
What's that?
How heavy do you think Ryan is going to be able to get?
235, 240. Yeah.
Here's what I'm saying. If you look at like Michael Todd, he's going on a road trip. He's, every stop is content. And if you are doing a channel and you, let's say 3 years, that's 36 months. And let's say you were talking about, doing videos every week or not, or it's like, that's a lot of content you need. Why not take advantage of every arm wrestling tap?
We just grew the channel by 100% without having to do anything like that, though. So I feel like there's a multitude of ways that we can explore that'll grow the channel besides that.
Yeah.
I've pushed for this as well, Gary. I keep telling Chance that I would like to see him pull Ryan Bowen just for the sake of it. But he just doesn't want to.
Hey, we got three new super chats. Let me get through these super chats real quick. Cooper Maxwell, 490, says, just bet John to win on Stake Kings. Must have been a little bit earlier. John Brzenk is sold out.
Yep.
You can still back my man, Chance Shaw. Micah, 499, says, whoa, calm down on the Ryan hate. Chance, you did lose. You talking like he's irrelevant, but you did lose. Maybe you can beat him in a rematch.
Maybe.
I want to say I've never claimed that I didn't lose, and I give Ryan credit. He's a great arm wrestler. He is top 10 in his weight class in North America. I just don't think he's top 10 in my weight class in North America. Well, and I have other goals to focus on.
Speaking of that, Rebecca Todd with another 499 says, look, Ryan Bowen is not top 10 North America super heavyweight good. That's just a fact. Chance is. There's not a conversation here.
Right, but that's why I'm
Ryan's in the chat. Ryan's in the chat.
Oh,
that's why I'm
with a $5 super chat says, funnily enough, John Brzenk backs me to have won that fatal 4-way.
Hey, if I was John and you were writing me checks, I would probably say that you were going to win it too. I'm just being honest, Ryan.
Oh man.
Oh,
We got
shit.
one more super chat from Micah, again, $4.99. He says, I don't want to give Ryan Bowen clicks. LOL, the salt. Grow the sport, people.
You know, Chance has never discredited Ryan for Ryan's win. It's actually the fact that Ryan beat Brzenk-Shaw that day that Chance contributes to still being in the sport. He was on his way out of the sport, didn't feel like he was going to do it anymore. Then Ryan called him out for the super match, and taking that loss motivated Chance to push harder, call Ron Bath out for a super match. Like, a lot of this unfolded because of Ryan Bowen.
Yep, 100%.
So, no disrespect to Ryan Bowen.
Yeah, and I think a lot of fans, a lot of watchers will kind of take things to an extreme and take them out of context a little bit. I don't feel like there's any gigantic amount of animosity here. It's
Call in,
just,
Ryan.
yeah.
Call into the show, Ryan.
Get in here,
Yeah, let's
get in
go.
here, Bowen.
The
Then
link is
we'll
in
see it fly. Then we'll
the
see.
link is in the description, Mr. Bowen.
Hey, so Mike Hawk is in the chat room talking
Yes.
some kind of crap. Mike, just nerf off your pranks, bro. Don't start hating on me, man. Don't start hating on me. All right.
You know, now that I see that reverse mohawk, you guys should really do the Legion of Doom thing.
Someone mentioned that,
said
but I'm not
What?
familiar with that.
Oh,
Dude,
well,
that would be crazy. Oh, I mean, he has action figures. I guarantee John has action figures of
bro,
them right there.
hawk, right? So it's just the sides, right?
Nice.
Around the back.
Let's go.
Right. And then
The other one have the same haircut?
you can be the mohawk with the little mullet on the back.
Wow.
That could be
You know,
fun.
If we reach $1,000 on the GoFundMe tonight, then I don't see why not.
Yes.
Ryan Bowen.
What's up?
Oh, what's up,
There
Ryan?
it is.
What's all this I hear that everyone's talking about me? I get messages from people saying everyone's talking about you on ARMTV. What's going on?
Okay.
Jet's still worried about that loss?
No, actually the opposite.
So
Yeah. What's
no disrespect to
What's
Kyle the
the scoop?
Pew, but quote, he said you spoke about chance as a way to stay relevant. And you know, as I want to be as good of a YouTuber as you, something like that. Do you bring up Chance's name to stay relevant, or you really want to match?
I bring up anything. I bring up everything and anything that's relevant in the arm wrestling world. I keep my finger on the pulse incredibly closely when it comes to the arm wrestling world. And Chance did well in the Fatal 4-Way. And a bunch of people, not from my initiation, were tagging me in comments saying, yeah, but you lost to Ryan Bowen. And how do you think you'd go against Ryan Bowen now? So naturally, I'm going to put some sort of response out, being the pay attention guy I am when it comes to a YouTube algorithm. So I put out the video congratulating Chance, wishing him well for a crack against Jerry, etc., but finished it with saying, yeah, but I'd still beat you.
Yeah.
So of course, it's a bit of both.
If you want to master, like Chance, you said, we got to have social media presence. And if we want to master social media, don't you got to do it? It's part of the game, right? Like if I was a major arm wrestler, I would be saying, Derek Smith, I beat your ass. Chance Saw, crush your hoe. Uncle John, no chance, bitch.
Hey, that style of self-promotion absolutely works. I mean, look what it did for Barry Bourne. He came out of nowhere. He started calling everyone out. He became super relevant, and he couldn't back it up, so it all fell apart. But I mean, he took our path to what Ryan's doing. The difference is Ryan is a legitimate arm wrestler where Barry Bourne wasn't. So I'm not discrediting that style of approach, and Ryan is the master at doing that. But that doesn't mean that that's what I want to do.
Yeah, Ryan's on like 11 or 12 super match wins.
11 and 0. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if Ryan Bowen came to Florida for like a collab and wanted to get together with you, you wouldn't arm wrestle him?
I'm sure they would practice pull.
I would not have another super match.
No, but like, let's say like you arm wrestle Jerry.
If King of the Table said Ryan Bowen, Chance Shaw, he would pull it.
Sorry, repeat that, Ryan.
I was just saying, if King of the Table said Chance Shaw v Ryan Bowen, I'm sure Chance would pull it. He'd be crazy not to.
I don't think King of the Table would approach Chance with that match.
Yeah, I don't think that that's realistic, but of course, I would. If Bill Gates said, "Hey, we're going to put $1 million between you and Ryan Bowen," of course I would accept it. It's not like I'm crazy, but the reality is we're not probably going to get an offer like that. So I don't really think we need to talk about it. But for $500, I'm not really interested.
I lost the internet there. Then I dropped off the Wi-Fi. I'm back, by the way. But I don't know what you guys just said then. But yeah, definitely social media when it comes to getting attention from matches is everything. But I've seen a lot of people talking about Robbie Burnett and all that. The fact that he has victories over Chance, but he's not talked about. Social media attention is a big part of the thing. Devin Larratt promotes people that help him promote as well. Chance is doing a great job at doing exactly that. He's stirring up the attention of the arm wrestling world. He's getting matches, so much so that now John Brzenk's asked for a match with him, all that sort of stuff. So social media is a huge part of it, without a doubt. So I am a big fan. I've had a lot of people say to me in the last 48 hours that they think I'm a hater of Chance. I'm actually quite the opposite. I actually see a lot of similarities in Chance and myself in the way that he's going about getting the opportunities to climb the ladder. He travels, he's talking a lot, and he's not afraid to aim up. So I got a lot of admiration for him. And of course, I also expect him to say that he thinks that he's gone ahead of me. If he didn't say that, I wouldn't be as big a fan of him. But in the same right, there's zero chance that I would say that, yeah, I can see that Chance has gone ahead of me. I think last time we faced, it was pretty close. I got the edge. We've both progressed tremendously since then. It'd be similar, and I think I'd win.
And how much did Chance weigh back then?
240-ish.
And
I was
you don't.
210.
Yeah.
And
So it's 30-pound gap.
And you don't think Chance Shaw now 70-pound gap? You still think you got it?
Well, I mean, I don't know how much muscle v body fat has gone on in that 70 pounds, but from the 210 to the 230 that I am now is a very good solid gain. It's not I'm leaner now. I'm leaner at 230 now than I was at 210.
Chance has a lean BMI that'd be.
Well, I wouldn't hold on. I wouldn't say lean, but I would say
the lean BMI is heavier or close to being heavier than Ryan Bowen's full weight.
Ryan Bowen, you seem to be a pretty good. I love when you put out a video predicting of where channels will be in like a year or 2 years. Where do you predict Chance Shaw's YouTube channel is in 12 months? He's at 3,000 and change.
In 12 months right now, I think that I think Chance will be somewhere around that 30K, 40K mark. Simply because he's entering the echelon of genuinely an elite arm wrestler and being recognized as that because of his efforts to travel and get matches. So that combined with his consistency on social media is the formula. It's pretty simple. There is no magic formula for YouTube other than consistency and real world credibility. You can get to the top even without real world credibility in an arm wrestling sense if you are consistent enough and just talk about the sport. You can get there. So Chance is doing both. So I expect with his obviously it'll accelerate as he takes bigger and bigger names and he travels more, and that makes it even easier. It compounds everything. So I think 30 to 40K in 12 months.
Oh, what about Derek Smith?
Well, Derek's much the same. I think Chance is doing a better job than Derek right now in the traveling and getting matches. So, but Derek's consistent. He's just as hungry. He's just gotta get on that momentum.
But before you go to the next thought, Gary, we got to take care of a couple super chats here. Alex Stavrianidakis. Chance, good luck from your buddy, Dr. Alex Stavrianidakis. You've always been super classy and helpful.
Thank you.
Mazel Jador says Ginger Power, $3.99.
Did you guys see that John Brzenk actually backed me to win that fatal four-way? Engen Terzi put out a poll, and John was one of the people one of the like 25% of people that said, I think Ryan would have won the fatal four-way. I was genuinely surprised and happy that John said that. I'm like, man, that's pretty cool. Thanks, John.
Chance, do you think that Ryan would have won the fatal four-way?
What do you think my answer is?
That's why I asked.
I got something to say, Ryan Bowen. in the 10 years that I was filming arm wrestling, somehow you in just a couple years built a relationship far exceeding where I ever got with John Brzenk. Props to you. But I feel like he's kind of like I think Chance said on John's show the other night, like your training partner is supposed to get your back. And I feel like, John Brzenk is your homie. He's
Undoubtedly, there's some love there in that respect, but still, John also has an insight into how I'm training, an insight into how I'm preparing, an insight into my body weight, an insight into everything that perhaps some of the audience that were voting in that don't. And so John also knows that I beat Chance last time. He also knows what Mike Aiello feels like. He watched Mike Aiello and I pull at his barbecue, and he's seen the balance. He knows what I feel like, and he knows what Lachlan feels like, and he knows how I'm going against Lachlan. So he's got a really good insight. So I think it's a fair assessment, to be honest.
Wow. Hey, I want to ask your opinion on this John Brzenk Chance Shaw business, but we'll save that. Chance Shaw says he will arm wrestle anybody but Derek Smith and Corey West because he thinks that they should save those for later after they domino the elites.
Here's the truth on that from my perspective. The truth on that is, as there's two sides of it. One is the innocent side, which Chance will say, which is they're all up and comers, and he doesn't want to face up and comers till everyone's proven that they're at a higher level than they're currently perceived. But the other fact is that he's nervous because they're the favorites over him. And
I don't know about that.
He no longer becomes a favorite. And I'll give you a real life example of that is Jordan Davis and I. Jordan Davis, although he is super close to me and always has been super close to me, I've asked for a super match with him a million times, and he's always said, no, we'll do it once we're at the top. Because he knows that if he were to lose it, he would be seen as the second guy. So he'd prefer to stay unknown in that order of the up-and-comers. So I get it. I see that as you staying unknown because Corey...
No, I disagree. I think you're trying to create an angle. The fact of the matter is people are going to be willing to pay a lot more money to watch that match the higher up we get. The longer we hold that card, the more interested people are going to be in that, and the bigger we can make that match. That's just the reality of it. If we pulled 3 years ago when we were both nobodies, no one would have cared. Now that we're both becoming somebodies, people are really starting to care. Imagine another 3 years. It has the potential to be a headliner match for a WAL event or any other large scale event. I agree
with that. But if you were certain that you could kick Derek's ass, you'd be like, let's do it.
No, I wouldn't.
I don't believe you. That's where I just don't believe you.
No, that's okay, but I mean, me and Derek are boys. I'm not scared of Derek, just like Derek's not scared of me. Same as Corey. I think that they both understand that I'm not scared of pulling them at all.
And when you're boys with someone like that, it's always the case. You don't want to, like Lachlan and I are doing that at the moment. With Lachlan and I, people have said, when you guys are going to face? We don't want to face till we've conquered Ben Carroll formally, because if Lachlan and I face right now, Ben Carroll's still sitting over there in Western Australia and has a claim to say he's above both of us. So we want to tick that box formally, and we're trying hard to get Lachlan.
So are you scared of Lachlan? Are you ducking him?
Yeah, somewhat I am. At the moment, it's like, well, no. Lachlan,
then is he ducking you?
But I'll admit it.
Is he ducking you as well then in that case?
No, he's not ducking me. He would have a match with me next week. But I've said to him, no, look, let's get Ben off the list first. But I will publicly say Lachlan's ahead of me, but you won't publicly say Corey or Derek are ahead of you at the same time. So there's a difference.
I mean, the thing is Corey has the same exact wins that I do. So Corey doesn't have any wins that I don't have. Like Corey's best wins are Mike and Don, the same as mine are as well. And Derek is unproven right now. So not that I don't think Derek might potentially be way stronger than me and be able to beat me, but we don't have any information there as far as where that is. So for me to say like for sure one of them is better than me is just like there's not enough information to prove that that's true. So I'm not sure I agree with you. With you and Lachlan, you guys pull so often, so you kind of know where you're at. Derek is across the country. He's like 5-hour flight 4-hour flight from me. So it's not like I get to train with him every weekend. Same with Corey.
And Chance did tell people for months that Corey was the favorite, hypothetically, if they had ever had a match. This was before he had wins on Mike Aiello, Don, Ron Bath, Sil. So, I mean, obviously the game has just changed a little.
Well,
Corey West
speaking
has
of
been in training. He's been injured.
Hold on, pause. Uncle John, go.
Speaking of the psychology involved in these matches, the One Hammer with $5 super chat says, ego is the enemy. Remember how much hate MMT got for dodging Devin, how much hate Ermy's got for those practice wins. Look at what Ryan gets. Ego. They're better when I read them like that, aren't they?
Yes.
From my perspective, like the way I'm approaching it now, I've been around like forever. I've been around arm wrestling as long or longer than everybody on this call. But it's like at this point, I'm just trying to like I see the names, I see the rankings, I understand what's going on. I also took a trip a while ago and I got to take a small tour to the top of Mount Olympus, right? I got to go to the very tippy top and hang out with Levon and Vitali, and I got to see like what that level's like. And I'm so obsessed with getting strong enough to go with that. I know the traditional approach is the rungs and the ladder, and I get that. And I understand that's to be necessary, but I'm so obsessed with that it's just like I'm not really obsessed with any name between me and that. Just getting to that level where I want to be able to beat everybody on the way up there, not obsessed on just one person. So Chance or Mike Aiello or anybody, it's just, to me, it doesn't really matter because either way, to get there, I got to cross it all off. So I'm not necessarily focused on Chance or any specific name. I just want to get strong enough where I can go. And I'm trying to get ready to go. Right, that's it. Like whoever crossed the path, that's whatever.
You will have Tom Nelson.
Yeah, I have Tom coming up, and I know that's not something I was aiming for. It got thrown on my plate, but I mean that's just a test. Let's see where I'm at with the Tom thing, and then go, and we'll see what shows up in front of me, type of thing. That's my approach right now. But whatever.
What were you gonna say, Ryan?
I was going to say I admire that approach there from Derek, and that's the approach that's got me personally in trouble constantly. Is that I'm always aiming what looks like way beyond what people think I should be. I've always tried to keep my reality ahead of my reputation, and what I feel most comfortable in that state, and that's what Derek seems to be doing there in expressing that he's not so fussed. He's playing the long game. He's looking where he wants to end up. He's not looking where he is necessarily right now or this week. He's taking the bigger picture. So that's awesome. And Chance is doing the same thing. I'm doing the same thing. I'm sure Corey's doing the same thing. And that's why I'm a fan of the old guard, new guard thing. And I think the bunch of people we're talking about here are a lot of the leaders in the new guard. So there's always going to be a bit of back and forth quarreling between who's who in the new guard. Chance has got the iron hot in the fire right now with what he's doing. So credit to him. But the race is a long way from over. That's for sure.
Ryan, I kind of just thought Chance. I thought maybe I'm naive, but I kind of thought everyone knew Chance was gonna be the next hot thing. I wasn't surprised about the Fatal 4-Way, and so I'm like, oh, what? Everyone's talking about Chance now. I thought we already knew about Chance. Did this weekend change something for you about Chance? Like, you have a different opinion today than you did on Friday?
I was pleased to see that Chance is taking it more seriously. He was always one of those guys that I heard about as has that baseline potential to be a megastar, but was a little lazy and whatnot. So I'm pleased to see he's taking it more seriously, and it's a compliment to hear that it was since the loss to me that has been the motivating factor. So. Not a huge amount has changed. I expect to see the new guys slowly catch up and surpass the old guys. It's just the natural life cycle of any sport. So yeah, it doesn't really surprise me, but it's refreshing to see, I guess.
And Chance mentioned Derek, Corey, and like they're the three are in the U.S. Would you agree with that list? Who are we missing?
Yeah.
How
I think that's the list for sure. The Robbie Burnett thing that I've seen pop up on social media a few times. There's obviously other people out there that are solid, that have that same sort of potential. But I think you need the names that you just mentioned have the hunger as well, the hunger and the travel and the willingness to do those extra things. So I think those three names are the correct names.
But also, those are the three names getting heat. You guys got to remember, there's tons of amazing super heavyweights and people coming up in general. But Mike's channel has put a lot of heat for Corey. Obviously, I'm doing my social media thing, and Chance's doing his thing and competing all the time. So those names are just in people's faces. There's people like Robbie Burnett, and there's other people behind the scenes. There's Wayne Withers. There's other amazing arm wrestlers that are out there that just don't have as much eyes on them, guys. It's just those are the forefront names.
But the funny thing is, though, having the eyes on you, it makes you a better arm wrestler. Like yes, the Wayne Withers, the Robbie Burnetts of the world are all tremendously strong and perhaps even better than these three guys we just talked about on any given day. But with attention comes opportunity, and with opportunity comes growth. Through you going and gripping up with Vitaly and all that in the practice pool, that changes you mentally. It changes you physically. You feel where you got to go. You start collecting data. John Brzenk will say the reason he became so good was because he pulled every other weekend. He pulled 500 tournaments or something in his youth, and so it was that really changed him. So I think opportunity is an accelerant to growth, big time. And so again, the guys remaining quiet and just staying within their state are limiting themselves compared to you three.
Hey, we got to get through some of these super chats. We're piling up. Alex Stavrianadakis, please also rematch with Ryan. Sup, Ryan? I'd love to see you guys go at it after you go against the GOAT. From Dr. Alex Stavrianadakis. Doc, you don't got to flex on us at the end of your super chat. There, your Doc. Really. Mike Hawk.
We will someday.
Says, I don't hate you, Derek, maybe? I don't hate you, Derek. I donated to you money in Dubai, buddy. There you go.
Thank you.
Aaron Yearsley says, I'll take a match, me against Ryan. I'll take a match against Ryan too. And I'll take the money that goes with it. Aaron Yearsley, $5 says 230 body weight, right hand. Let's do this. Aaron's got a big match versus Jody Williams. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Aaron Yearsley with another $2 says hand instead of hard. Thank you for the autocorrect with super chat. Very nice. Blaze Matan, $2 super chat says, Devin called Chance a fat Brzenk.
He did. He did.
That was awesome.
Great compliment.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I'd take it.
Yeah. There's a lot worse things to be. Chris Gamble, $5 says, all this I don't pull him sounds suspect. Are you not entertaining enough to draw in viewers for more than one match? Pull now and pull again later.
Guys, I got to run. I thanks for having me on briefly. Chance, all the best. Derek, all the best. Everyone else on here, all the best. But I got to run. I'm actually going to be filming a show with Leo Longevity, so he's going to be diving into a bit more depth on what's going on in my world. So
Nice. I'm supposed to get on with him later this week.
Hey,
Nice.
Good luck with Marty. Good luck with it, Marty.
Thank you very much, Chance. All the best, and I'll see you guys
Ryan,
soon.
I have one final question.
Yeah, man.
I was talking to Chance about doing live shows on his tripod. I said, hey, between your matches, come over and give us some comments between the matches. And he said, no, when I'm in the zone, I can't do that.
That's not what I said. I said that's what I always do. It was only a fatal four-way. I was in my zone, so I forgot to do that.
I thought you said
one time out of every time.
I thought you said when you're in the zone that you can't talk to the camera.
It was for this particular
What's the
event.
question,
Chance
Gary?
told me and Maggie that we were going to have to run the live stream. That he was going to be completely focused.
What's the question, Gary?
Okay, hold on. My understanding was that if you're in a big super match, that you cannot talk to the tripod. And I was going to ask Ryan what his thoughts were. If you're doing a live stream, can you compete and comment? Does it throw you off your game?
Little bit, but not a lot. For me, I think that's some of the best content that any athlete can do is set up their camera on a tripod and go and talk to it between rounds like it's your corner man. I think that's amazing content. You should all be doing it.
Okay, excellent. Chance, my mistake. Thank you, Ryan, for coming on. Always a pleasure.
Guys.
Hey, buddy.
Take care.
Keep doing what you're
See you later,
doing.
bud.
Cheers, guys.
I was under the impression, Chance, that when you're competing, that it's difficult to do. I wasn't thinking that you were just saying that was one time.
Yeah, I thought I had explained that, but yeah, it was just literally this one time.
Oh,
I live stream every time I go somewhere, and I'm always interacting with the.
you did. I haven't watched a ton of your live streams at the competition, so my bad for missing that.
No problem.
Was Ryan said there 5 minutes ago that he said you inspired him. He said that match is what got you fired up. Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. You mean my loss?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's great.
I was talking to my training partner like 2 weeks, maybe 1 week of that match, and I was telling him like after this match, I think I'm quitting arm wrestling. Like I was out the door. I was focused on other things in life. And once I took that loss, it gave me a bitter taste. I didn't want to experience that again. So it's time to, grow and start winning.
Wow. That's good to know. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Hey, we got some more super chats real quick. Carolyn Looms says, Chance, you are classy. He should just let you enjoy your win. Alex Stavrinadakis with another $2.
Mr. Speaker, yesterday, the United States was suddenly and deliberately
I want to kick him out.
attacked by the Empire of Japan.
Hey, how are you getting hacked out here, bro?
Gary,
Slacker, Gary.
Alex
What did
says,
I do?
Someone snuck into your live.
I thought it was a person contributing.
never.
Did you?
It seemed like a real name. I don't know.
Alex Stavrinadakis, thank you, Doc. Again, says Uncle John versus Gary Roberts pay-per-view. Let's do it. LOL. Well, now you've revealed your hand, Doctor. Now I know the exact level of arm wrestling knowledge that you have. And you're not a doctor in it. Let me tell you.
Well, now I'm going to show everyone how you excel in social media. Uncle John, I will crush you. Now,
But if a promoter wants to see that match, I have a very reasonable retainer that I can be taken on, and I will take on Gary Roberts.
Uncle John.
Hey, I'm staking on you, John.
All right.
Okay. This is 100% truth. Here's what would make a match between Uncle John and I interesting. Uncle John, sometimes we do this in practice when there's a complete gap between talents, and John is obviously above me. So, John, you close your eyes, you're blindfolded, and then you let me hit and see if you can catch my hit. That would be an interesting thing. A regular match would be no fun.
Gary, I think I could catch your hit blindfolded.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
All
right, let's set it up.
Intergender champion, so let's at least give him that stroke.
I
John,
go on record, say there's not one world champion female arm wrestler in the world that can touch one Gary Roberts. Not one.
I
highly
think
disagree.
many of the female world champs could beat you right now.
I crush
you don't
all
want
of
any
them.
of Gabby. You don't want any of
I
Gabby.
don't think so.
I'll tell you that right now.
Gabby would
destroy you.
There's a video 2010 where I destroy Gabby.
Gabby right now.
Old news, fake news. Run it again, and Gabby's the clear favorite. We can stake it.
John, how much are you weighing right now?
I think it was 204 the other day.
204. And you're going to compete around that, or are you going to cut?
210 for Arm Wars. So I'm trying to go up a half pound every week.
I bet you right now, and just for social media purposes, if John wanted a match with, I don't know, let's think of a top 200 pounder around there. I bet you can get it. I bet you could get a super match with the top 205 guy purely because of the social media aspect. You know what I mean? That's what this kind of provides on that topic, you know?
Well, I mean, even Arm Wars itself, right? Like if there's no Uncle John, I'm not getting that Arm Wars match. Like I'm the first one to fully and utterly admit that. But this is the game. This is what people need to accept. This is the game. Whether you like it or not does not matter. The game is being created as we speak. So you can either jump on and learn the rules
or be angry in your bedroom.
Be angry in your bedroom. Those are your choice.
Okay, I got to tell a story. I didn't reach my 100, but I'm going to tell it because I think we're going to wrap up in about 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, can I tell a story real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So I'm staying in this house right now that has an indoor pool. It's my in-laws' house. It's had a leak for 30 years that I was told you can't fix it. So we were going to sell the house with leak unknown. And we've been on the market now for like a week. And, people are concerned about the unknown. And so I called this leak detection company, and we thought it was going to be just crazy. Couldn't find the leak. This leak detection company came out and they found it within the pinpoint of where it was. And I was like, I started calling around, and no one can touch us for 6 weeks. No one can do the work. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna go for it. And they're like, can you do this? And I'm like, sure, I can hit it. I grew up in a family of contractors, and so last night, I'm gonna share my screen here. Last night, I got out the wet saw. Can you guys see this?
Jeez.
I got out the wet saw and I cut it's a 2.5 by 2.5. And I scored it and I started hacking at it with the sledgehammer, and I could not budge it at all. And I was getting very discouraged. And my wife said, hey, why don't you go get a jackhammer? And I was like, oh shit, that's a good idea. Can you see?
Dude, Gabby could have like stomped on that and crushed
Gabby
it.
would have just ripped that thing wide open.
She wouldn't have needed a single tool.
So the jackhammer, dude, saved my life. So this is like through the first layer. And I cannot tell you as a man how rewarding it felt to break through. Can you see the water?
Yeah.
So I broke through. Oh my gosh. Then the next one, dude, I repaired this leak. I just earned my man card, bro. And I'm so proud of my accomplishment. They told me that this hole could not be leaked. So this water I emptied out. I finally found the pipes, and dude, it's a miracle that I stopped this leak. It was leaking like 1.5 inches a day, and I was told unrepairable. Yes, man card, Superman card. It's a big day for me. Anyways, I wanted to share that story with you guys because
Good job, Gary.
I was
Good
told,
job, Gary.
Nice.
I was told it could not be done. Now, the tricky part is getting the finish to look like the other one. I may hire a professional to finish it back up.
I think you should do it yourself.
I'm gonna try. I'm not sure. We'll see. But anyways, Chance, you said something else on your show. You said your testosterone is low, and you consider going on documenting the series of you if you have to do it. And I was like, I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to support that. You said talk to a doctor. I would literally, I'm just going to throw out, this is my 2 cents. If you do that, start off looking for a doctor specifically who will let you film and be a part of the YouTube series.
Yeah, so I have an endocrinologist that I already went to local to me. So the first person I would reach out to would be him. I'd reach out to him and see if that's something that he would allow before I go somewhere else.
Derek, you've talked about doing it. I think it's the race. Whoever, I just feel this is untapped. Too many people start talking about that sort of thing after they've already done it. And it's like, why didn't...
Are we going to have a giant steroid race?
Do it in the
Five of
beginning.
us just get on this at once and just have a giant steroid race. Just
Hold on.
TRT is not quite like steroids.
Yeah, what I want to take and what you want to take are two different things. My testosterone level, last time I got it checked a few months ago, was at 180, which is super low. So my doctor suggested something probably between 75 and 150 a week. That's not quite what a steroid race would look like.
Well, I was going to say, but that opens the door to potentially the next level to see what does the TRT do. And then I would encourage you to keep going. Like I've told Gary.
Well, I appreciate your encouragement, Gary, but the TRT is not for anything arm wrestling related. It's for health reasons.
I got you. The one hammer, $5 super chat. Did Gary Roberts just say he earned his man card by breaking his water? I've already got my man. I earned my man card when I graduated boot camp, United States Marine Corps. But I got the Superman. I got the extra man card by what I did today. I'm really excited about it. Like,
Hey, we got some other super chats we got to get through before we click off. Rando Commando 41. How long until Corey, Chance, and Derek become #1 in North America, and who gets there first? What do you guys?
Current trajectory. Chance does it. This current trajectory.
Yeah, Chance is definitely the front runner at the moment. Corey, of course, got slowed down a bit. He had the left-handed injury.
Is the question who does it first or who is capable of doing it first? Because I think those might be two different answers.
Sure. I think it might be both. It might be good to touch on both.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, maybe I'm biased, but I do believe that I would be the favorite to get there first because of how many matches I'm chasing after, but I don't necessarily think that I'm the most capable. I mean, both Derek and Corey are much larger humans than I am and overall much stronger than I am. They just don't chase the matches like I do. So I think potentially I get there first, but not because I'm more capable, just because I'm chasing it more.
I always loved that John Brzenk arm wrestled so much. Like, he always credited that is the key to his success. So it's the one thing I love that you're doing, Fat Brzenk over there, as much as your arm wrestling. Derek Smith.
I'm fatter. I can laugh.
You got to, I know you're training hard, but I want to see, I understand the Tom
I'm running my
Nelson's
own
coming
race,
up.
Mom. Get off my back. I'm going to do it when I want to do it. Okay.
I want to watch you arm wrestle a lot. So more arm wrestling over there. Okay, I gotta go, but I just want to talk about Brzenk for a few minutes.
We gotta finish these super chats real quick first. Repulsive Gravity. Why not pull now and then pull again in 3 years? Isn't that good for business? Well, I think we kind of talked about the fact that it wouldn't be bad for business, but there are other things that you guys are looking at, the long-term thing that looks a little bit better. NBK Productions, this is not a super chat, but he did say a name that I know, Andrew Bagansky. He fits into that category of really tough super heavyweights who just doesn't travel, right?
He wants chance.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. Andrew Bagansky, message to you, Andrew. You told me you'd think about coming to the ROTN. I'm saddened you didn't make it, bro. Could have mixed it up. Would have loved to see you there.
I don't think he likes to fly very much.
He's drivable from here.
Yeah, that's true. Harsh Aria. Is Jerry or John the bigger match for Chance? Well, John's the next match, so I would say that one.
I think John is the biggest match I could have ever asked for.
Everybody drops everything you can do to arm wrestle John. You get a request to arm wrestle John. You drop what you're doing. You arm wrestle John. And
here's the deal. We were talking about earlier, like, hey, doing a collab with Ryan is going to get you views. I mean, dude, to Chance and John, it's going to bring big attention. Attention. The big time. I don't even know if it matters who wins. It just
you said you had 2 weeks notice? 2 weeks notice for your match?
18 days.
I think that's how much I had before I pulled John. They're like, hey, it was Travis, like, you want to pull him? I'm like, yeah, I guess. Yeah. Set it up.
You don't say no.
Yeah. You don't say no.
Yeah. David Ekman.
Not when John Brzenk calls you out specifically, right?
That's big.
That doesn't happen often.
David Ekman says we need Gary the Predator Roberts running live streams at events. I agree.
I love that name.
Listen, Gary the Predator Roberts. I bought a little gimbal for my cell phone, and I'm in love with what it can do. That little gimbal alone has got me interested in doing lives because it's so fluid and beautiful.
You should get one for your camera.
I have my audio mount is a bit bigger, and I need a little bit better, heavier gimbal.
I have the Weeble S. It's really, really nice gimbal. It's plenty enough for what I have.
Yeah, the one I got for my cell phone was like almost free, so I don't have the one for my camera yet, but I'm working on it.
I think the Weeble S was about $400. You should look into that one.
Mike Hawk with another hot comment here. He says, why is no one talking about Mega Mike? He's the best unknown arm wrestler.
Is that
It's
Mike
amazing.
Hawk? He's Mega Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry.
No, they're not the same.
Jerry, you got to
person.
slow down when you say that. Slow down. All right.
What?
Nothing.
Mike Hawk. Oh, that's a troll name.
Gee,
Oh,
Gary, how you still falling victim to this guy? Mega
Uh,
Mike is the truth. That's my boy. That's my boy. He's at 250 right now. 250. He's cutting down. He's almost at weight. So can be a
Canadian
beast.
Chihuahua. Read it, Canadian Chihuahua.
Canadian Chihuahua says everybody wants a piece of you when you're at the top. Chance has earned his way there, so I don't blame him for leveraging his position. Win big, then talk.
I mean, here's the deal. You guys are all on a mission. We're at 23.3K subs. If all of you had 23.3K subs and we were doing a live stream together, dude, we would just be crushing it. All like co-promoting. It's like, it's exactly what you guys should be doing, and it's great. Keep doing it. And you'll get a little hate like Ryan gets. I just, other guys, I think, let me ask you, Uncle John, some people can't travel as much as, let's say, Chance.
Sure.
So do some people just get jealous because they can't do that? And that's why
there's all different levels, right? Some people think it's not fair. Some people think, oh, well, if Chance can do that, then he must be rich or something, when, that's not the case. Chance works very hard to make those opportunities happen. People, at the end of the day, most people do not want to do the hard work that these guys are doing, right? It's not easy.
I don't
right?
want to do it.
Mentally, it's not easy. Physically, it's not easy. And it is easy to just, tell them one way or another that they're not doing what they actually are doing.
You're putting in the work too, John. Don't discredit yourself.
Well, I agree. I don't really consider myself to be quite in the levels of talk as you guys are. But yeah, that's the thing, right? It's you must be prepared to wear the pain, right? I spent 2 hours before I was here on this show. I spent 2 hours in the strap just getting my ass kicked at practice, right? These are the things you got to do.
So here's the thing. I've lost more than 50 pounds 3 times in my life, and I've done it in 3 months at each point, like multiple years apart. I ate right and I trained right for 3 months. And, I think of what you guys do to maintain consistency over years. Like I can only do like 3 months where I'm awesome, and then I get lazy. How you guys can just do it for years is amazing to me. And hats off, mad props, respect to all the peeps who are moving on to in brushing with that elite level. It's amazing that you guys can do that, because I'm too lazy.
Look, it's that. And I'm telling you what, in the next couple months and in years, you're going to see more shows in the arm wrestling community that are actually geared towards how do you become an arm wrestler on YouTube. And there's going to be courses. Artem was just talking about it last night on his live stream about how you get in, how do you break in, because it's all part of it. And don't underestimate the fact that, don't think that, oh, you got your match because of social media. Social media is really freaking hard too, to figure out that and crack that nut and to understand what you're doing and have the consistency over time. That's, some days it's way harder for me to make content than it is to train. I'll tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
Chance, can I keep saying fat Brzenk? Would you get offended if I said
That's
that
a
wrong?
compliment. I would never be offended by that.
Okay.
Anything version of John Brzenk, I'll take.
Filipino Brzenk.
I'm getting in trouble because I'm still on here, but we haven't, guys. Here's my 5 cents thinking. John Brzenk would take this match with Chance because he's so confident that he's just going to win. That, like, he thinks no problem. Otherwise, he wouldn't take the match on such.
I don't know if I
notice.
agree with that, Gary.
I don't know. John takes any match. He's always taking it.
What?
John takes matches when he wants to take matches, has nothing really to do about whether he thinks he's definitely going to win.
To be his first match back, don't you think he'd take one that is
No,
I
think you'll have to have John on here and ask him yourself, because my impression of the conversation that I've had with John and Chance is that that's not the case.
To me, it seems more like John knows where he's at in his career right now. He knows he probably has a certain amount of matches left in him. Chance showed him something, and I think it stirred something in John, right? It made him feel something for the game. And that's probably a little bit more why he's
I know John Brzenk loves money. And if he were having, let's say, some sort of plan on this return, if he lost against Chance, that would hurt his future match chances.
No,
Right?
Not necessarily.
no, it's John Brzenk.
What? No.
John Brzenk could lose another 10 matches in a row. He'll still get any match he wants because it's John Brzenk.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, and say John loves money. I mean, don't get me wrong, money makes the world go round. But like, didn't John become an airline mechanic so he could travel to arm wrestling tournaments
Right.
easier?
But he likes the big paydays, right?
Who doesn't like
yeah.
big paydays?
He's worth the big paydays.
he's in a lot of pain whenever he trains and competes, and he is the best to have ever done it. So he absolutely deserves the money that he would get.
Oh, of course. But I think
Now, like Travis loves money. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's someone that loves money. I wouldn't put John in that same category of like selling his soul for money. Not saying Travis has, but
no, but
Yeah,
Probably,
you know what I'm saying?
though, probably.
I think the paydays are what gets John Brzenk to places now versus 20 years ago.
There's
to let-
almost no payday in this event.
And just to let you know, Gary, John was going to this event before our super match. So John was just going to this event to go to this event because maybe he wants to test himself. Or maybe he just, it's only $500 for the winner of the event.
This Travis Bagent has promoted John Brzenk to go to Waxahachie, and John didn't get there. So Travis promotes stuff for John, and sometimes they don't go.
But this had nothing to do with John. This was, with Travis, this was directly between me and John.
No, but is it Travis's event?
It just happened to be at Travis's event. Travis isn't the one that suggested the match. John suggested it to me. So everything was set between me and John, nothing to do with Travis.
Travis
in
did not set this up?
Waxahachie, it was no, Travis didn't set it up.
Okay.
It's at his event.
Travis was just happily surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally did not know about this. I invited John right when I was logging on. I saw you live, and it said John Brzenk. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, this would be a big match. I mean, with all the hype on Chance and everybody's chances on every, he sees his name 4,000 times a day, and then everybody, anytime John comes around, is like all eyes on John. So this is gonna be like a really big match. I know it's like impromptu and random, but like that's still gonna be two big things that people focus on right now in the sport. Watching them come together. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be really big.
It's only 2 weeks away, too, by the way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't get much better than this.
Oh,
so Travis sent me this. I'm assuming. So, okay, this is where I feel bad. Like if I came and I wanted to live stream to ARMTV, and then Chance was live streaming anyway.
No one else will be live streaming other than Travis and I, per our discussion. No one else will be recording it either.
But he just invited me. You don't think he's going to let me film?
No, he probably would.
I don't know.
That's up to Travis. It's his event.
When I was on the phone with Travis 3 hours ago, this is what Travis told me.
Yeah.
Travis hasn't called me in 3 months, and he just called me. He called me at 4 p.m. So must have been right around the time this was announced.
You're gonna film for Travis's channel, Gary, because you owe him, Gary. You ruined his event, Gary. You ruined everything trying to fight Barry Bourne, and you owe Travis. Now you got to film.
I retired Barry Bourne just like I'd retire Gabby, Sarah. They all have no chance. They all have no chance. Okay.
Are you flexing?
You guys know I'm just playing, right? Come on. Okay. How much? What's the GoFundMe? What's the goal to raise money here?
Why don't you check it out?
40,000.
How much?
$100,000.
Where do I look? Where do I find it?
Can someone link it? Can one of the moderators?
How in the world
Can
did
link
John
it,
Brzenk
probably.
stake How did his steak sell out?
It's John Brzenk.
Brzenk, yeah.
Right, but social media moved that fast. Jeez.
People think it's the
Yeah, I
easiest
mean-
money you could ever make.
I'm at like 11%.
Yeah,
The total
Chance
is
almost sold out.
25%, so I'm almost halfway to being sold out.
Historically, you have a chance to bet on John Brzenk and you don't do it. I mean, nothing to do with chance, but historically, you don't bet on John. Like you're like, well, I missed an opportunity to bet on John Brzenk. Like he's probably going to all things aside, he's probably going to win. His track record would say that John would win. Should be an easy bet, right?
He did beat Jared Smith.
He did. He destroyed Jackson.
Can you got 2 weeks? Can you guys hit 20 grand?
Yes, I think so.
Oh my God.
Be
Oh
amazing.
my
I
God.
literally just made my hair a reverse mohawk just to get what we have now.
The last hairbender.
Yeah.
Uncle John, you've been basically all week saying how you're on team Chance Shaw.
Hell yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, who are you
are
going to stake on this one, John?
Are you staking on Chance Shaw over John?
I have
Brzenk?
already laid my stakes, ladies and gentlemen.
You did?
And I'm happy to say that since Chance still has half a block left after this show, I might go stake a little bit more.
Woo!
Because Chance Shaw
That's
is
my man, John.
against John Brzenk.
I haven't staked anybody on any match yet. I need to stake somebody on some match. I need
So
to.
you, Uncle John, you got fat Brzenk over old Brzenk.
Correct. Now,
We're all Brzenk.
I love this match. I am 100% aboard Team Chance. Now, I'm not saying that it's like, yeah, Chance is going to go through it easy. This is John freaking Brzenk at the end of the day. You put the respect on the man's name, period. But when you look at what has been going on in John Brzenk's life, you look at what's been going on with Chance Shaw, I honestly think we have a very unique moment in time here, and I think Chance is going to deliver.
Derek?
Evan Burgoyne said in the chat a little while ago that he thinks either way, it's not going to be a war. Either he thinks John will control the hand and it'll be easy work, or Chance will, expose it with the back pressure and it'll be easy work. John just won't be able to contain.
I disagree. I disagree. John Brzenk, if he wins, could possibly be like one of the greatest matches we've seen. It will be amazing. It will be a great match.
No, it'll be amazing.
I believe John will. I believe John will test Chance in all the areas and make it so exciting if he pulls it out. But it will be. I think it'll be maybe Chance. The next day, Chance will say that's the greatest match I've ever had, and I lost it.
It's already the greatest
We
match
all
I've
hope
ever
so.
had. Before it happens, it's already the greatest
Just
match
in
I've ever
talking.
had.
Yeah. I think it could be epic battle. Like, if I may, if you guys watched the first time Devin Larratt met John Brzenk on ARMTV and you saw how amazing that match was, and it was like the future elite versus the current elite. This could be, the future elite versus the GOAT. Could be epic arm wrestling. I might need to book a trip.
I think you should. You're probably filming it. I mean,
You're filming it for Travis's channel, I thought.
Travis's guy.
Whoa, dude. I filmed for ARMTV, bitches.
I mean, we'll see.
I
don't know.
We might have to have a super match left-handed to see who gets camera rights, Gary.
Okay. Listen, Chance, if I'm able, I literally just found out about this, but I would love to meet you. Like I said, I think it'll be an amazing match regardless. And so maybe we'll meet. I got to talk to them.
But I met you in Waxahachie.
When he was 8 years old.
Of course.
Yeah.
My bad.
How did you versus Gary Roberts at the tournament?
Why not?
2 hands.
Oh
man.
He's only 17 years old, Gary. Come on, dude. He's still in your wheelhouse.
Chance, I remember meeting you. You didn't arm wrestle, but you gave me some cool sound bites.
I arm wrestled left-handed.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Guys, I guess I'm in trouble. I gotta go.
All right.
Gotta go.
Man, this was fun to talk about. I think I'm so excited to see what you all do for the future.
Thank you, Gary.
Future of arm wrestling.
Hey, Gary, you got to get out of here, man. It's easier to patch a hole. It's harder to patch a relationship, Gary. Get your ass out of here.
Uncle
Keep that
John,
together.
thank you as always.
Thanks,
Mizell,
buddy.
thank you for being in the chat. We got some last week. I think we made $3 in super chats. Tonight
Yeah.
we crushed that.
Crushed it. Thank you, everybody.
Because you had me, you're welcome.
Yeah. Hey, Chance, are you ready? Are you at peak Chance?
You better be. You're
I
only 2 weeks.
definitely am the best version that I have ever been.
Are you going to be John Brzenk?
We'll find out.
Dude, I think that's going to be great numbers, man. That live stream is going to be wicked.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, guys, we'll catch you on the flip side. ARMTV Nation, thanks for tuning in. As soon as I finish this pool business, I'll get back to updating ARMTV. Look at all those arms. Gabby and Sarah, no chance. I'm joking. Those I've talked to both of them. They'd love to rematch for fun. This is fun. I can't compete against.
Pretty sure it wouldn't be for fun.
No, it'd be for a collaboration, like
I think
that kind of fun.
I think it could be staked.
I'll beat him. Don't bet against me.
Oh, I
Don't
would
bet against Gary.
I would
Robbins.
heavily. I would buy the whole block.
I would heavily bet on Sarah or Gabby.
Look at that arm, dude. All right. Hey, since you guys are in Florida, if you see Sarah, tell her I said hello.
Yep,
All right,
I will.
guys. Goodbye.
All right.